RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Definitely someone who can lay some insight. Of course, we're previewing for Canelo and Caleb Plant, which is just right around the corner, November 6th.
It's next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday, man. Jeez, like
there's a New Jersey MC that's birthday is on that day.
Yes, sir. Keith Soprano, man. So, Keith, man, what are we feeling about this fight?
I think he's having some technical difficulties.
Oh, I think our boy's having technical difficulties.
That was a hell of an introduction, bro. Like,
I know.
Yeah, like, hold on.
Hopefully he comes back and obviously gets his thoughts on the Canelo Plant fight. But I think he just bounced out.
So, okay, Keith.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. So yeah, drop.
What's your thoughts on the fight, fam?
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is everybody think they ready for Canelo until it's time to fight Canelo. That's how I feel about that. You know how I feel about Canelo, man.
Yeah, and when you heard this fight announced, what was your whole feeling about this fight when you heard it announced?
I thought it was good for Plant. I really thought that it was a good step for him career-wise. To step up and go against someone of his stature. It's still a good bag. Win or lose.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So I mean, and then truthfully, obviously, when this fight was announced, everything was it pretty much got a mid reaction for different reasons until, of course, the infamous face-to-face fight conference. So Keith, when all that shit went down, man, what did you actually think of all the fuckery from that fight conference?
Yo, I didn't even see the hit. That was the crazy part about it. It was that fast. I was like, wait, what? Yo, how do you scratch you like that? That's crazy.
It was
combo slaps.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I honestly, like, pretty much, like, prior to that, like, everything about the fight was just like mid, like, yeah, I mean, everyone, like, when people talked about it, it was like, oh yeah, Canelo's, gonna just go do this because Canelo had he had the 3 belts or whatever, and then we've gone over the whole thing before regarding how he got some of those belts or whatever. But, culminating with him taking the 0 from Billy Joe Saunders and crushing his eye socket to all hell.
That was crazy.
That was an absolute. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. That. Me
neither.
And then where Canelo's been, handing out some severe beatings on the champions he took the belts from. Plant was not doing that as much, or especially not on the level of opponents that Canelo was doing it from, and truthfully, Canelo was probably looked at. Caleb Plant is probably looked at as probably the weakest of the 168 champions. He had the Uzcategui fight, which probably a quick segue with Uzcategui. As he popped dirty today.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, for his fight with Benavidez, he too found the super soldier formula, or at least part of it, and tested positive for the recombinant EPO, which is that Lance Armstrong shit.
Always gotta fight these super soldiers.
Oh, is that the shit where the blood, where you preserve your blood and put it in the freezer, and then pump it back in you or some shit? Is that?
Yeah, that's the medical usage but PED usage increases red blood cells to you, which more red blood cells, more oxygen, so
more stamina.
Exactly. So yeah, Uzcategui.
But with the stamina problems everybody always says Plant has, I'm surprised he didn't take that. Wow.
Yeah, and Luz
Maybe
Gateki.
some people have integrity in the sport,
Yeah,
They
and
wanna
then,
win the right way.
but yeah. The memes on the tweets that I found about were pretty funny. Whereas Caleb Plant finding one super soldier to finding another one. So it's like.
Yeah.
So Caleb Plant can't catch a break on that, but back to obviously he won the Buffalo Uzateki, and then after that his title defenses were mid. They were very mid, like in terms of opponents. Like you can't really mince words about it. So it's just like
Subway guy.
yeah, someone got
Mid might be too strong of a positive word. Like,
I mean, he struggled against.
He was below average.
He struggled against. I mean, I don't want to say struggled, but he didn't look great against the ghost of Caleb Truax.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
You can't call a guy like Liam Williams that Andre fought mid, and then say Caleb Plant's opponents are mid. Like, nah.
well, Mike Lee was definitely mid. So
I don't even know, like average. Like, what did he do to become mid?
nigga, he had Subway, he ate fresh, and he didn't do shit. Like, nigga was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's like a 3 or a 4. Like,
well, either way, his first title defense should have never been against Mike Lee. And then he had the Mando, the German Mando, which is because IBF will make you fight your Mando at some point. So it's, and it was whatever. It was a hometown fight. It popped a good rating, I think, or attendance record. And then
the crowd was lit though.
Yeah, and then his first fight from COVID shutting down, he fights Caleb Truax, and he looked horrible in that fight. He won, but he busted his hand. He didn't come close to dropping Truax, and we respect Truax, but it was one of those fights where you needed to put him out of there. Like you needed to take him out of there. Like it wasn't supposed to go 12 rounds.
He needs to at least derail that motherfucker.
Yeah. You can't get that version of Truax and then kind of creep toward the finish line, like
right. And then they got to the point where it's like, you know what, Plant was sitting on his book. I think he fought like in was it February or March?
I think it was it March, right? I think it was March.
Yeah, like that's a long time to not really be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then actually no, it wasn't even. It was January. It was like it's earlier than that.
Yeah, I was off. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna, and then I gotta put this in. My Caleb Truax, Caleb Plant prediction video is probably one of my favorite videos. Shout out to Pete for for providing some of the fuckery on that one too. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that fight. I let loose some anger on that one. Yeah, I had to talk shit on that damn fight. So yeah, if you ever want to go, if you want to go back in the archives and listen to the vitriol that I spat about that, it's good shit. But
man, I really don't like Caleb Plant. Damn.
I mean, I like Caleb Plant, but I just haven't liked the fights he's had recently.
Yeah, I've been I'm a Caleb Plant fan, and I haven't been a fan of the fights, but I see quality boxing skill when I see him.
He's the boxing version of White Chocolate, Jason Williams.
Yeah, you could say that.
You can say that.
Although I think Jay Will was nicer in basketball than Plant looks in boxing. Though.
Yeah. No, I mean, Plant fights slick like a brother. I mean, that's just kind of what it's. That's why he goes by sweet hands. I mean,
I don't know. Truex was landing overhand rights on his ass in his last fight out, so I don't know how slick he really is. Or the aforementioned, dude got opened up with a slap, because he had his shades on too. So. Yeah, I don't know how slick he really is if he's getting slapped up like that. You know what I mean?
Nah, he's slick. It's just Truax's season, Canelo season. Like, I mean, this.
Well, no, he's not melanin slick.
he's about Kawasaki slick. Slick enough, but not he ain't no Chris Bird slick. Regan.
You just had to bring up You just had to bring up Calzaghe. I knew that was coming.
I mean, we super middleweights, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, super middleweight.
I can't speak on the greatest super middleweight. Like, come on.
Nah, I was just saying I knew that was gonna happen. Wait, did you just say the greatest super middleweight?
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Roy Jones existed at 168, so that's a no.
And so did James Toney. You know?
I mean, they up there, you know, he top. I mean, okay, one of the top 3 super middleweights.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Yeah, you know, because you know,
I was there for all 3 of their careers, so you know.
But you can't be insulting them, bro. Like,
hell nah. James Toney and Roy Jones, they boxing gods, you know. But a lot of niggas don't be putting respect on Calzaghe names, so I be just
like me. I don't give.
I just remind y'all sometimes.
Calzaghe can kick rocks, you know.
I mean, I don't hate Calzaghe, but I hated those in-house slap fights.
Like, you know, when you know people forget about the Byron Mitchell performances and shit like that, where you know he coming off the canvas to, you know, drill dudes and just knock them out of there and stop them and like.
Oh man,
you know, but we remember like the Manfredo stoppages and the bullshit for when it come to Calzaghe. Like,
yes sir.
If I bring up the Jeff Lacey fight, the niggas want to throw hands at me, so.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
So I just, I fall back, but yeah. So.
But yeah, Canelo and Kid West. So I mean, well, once all the fuckery popped off with them at the conference, it seemed like it was trending. Like you saw on everything, like Twitter, Facebook, like people were posting that shit on, you know, Instagram. Like I saw activity people don't really watch boxing, like they were posting about it, and then. Even more importantly, like my woman, like because she saw the videos I posted on my IG story, and she was like, "Who's that?" So I told her what it was, and you know what the whole story was. Well, she's like, "Well, she said I'm Team Plant." Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, I'm Team Plant," you know, and you know, and she kind of alluded to Canelo not being attractive and stuff like that. So it's. You know, I was like, that's.
I mean, cheaters usually aren't, but you know, I guess that's debatable for some people.
So now she's like, yeah. So now she's like, yeah. I'm not gonna work on weekend. I want to watch this. I want to watch this fight with you, which now, if you know me, this is kind of like, damn it, because I haven't heard a goddamn thing about this thing actually being in the theaters. So far,
you have to buy it, man, and see and witness, you know, boxing excellence.
Yeah, like you know, it's unfortunate because she's looking forward. So I was like, if they don't put it in the theaters, then I might, you know, I think it's like $75.
Stream it, Dream Team.
God damn.
Yeah, I think it's $75.
What else Canelo gonna do like for that
Dream
night? Like, yeah.
Now, what happens if Plant wins? What does that do to his career?
Elevation.
It makes me talk shit a lot louder.
It makes him a household name. It catapults him to the quote unquote casuals. It'll do everything for his career. Like, literally,
He'll get a pound number 1.
And then he'll get a second. And then he'll get a second fight and make even more money.
Yeah, more money, and I mean, he beats literally one of the top 3 pound for pound fighter in the world, and gets all the belts when it's supposed to be Canelo taking the belt by ease to most. Yeah, I mean that would make him, especially being, I'm be honest, especially being a white American. Like, yeah, that should make him, not a household name, but on the cusp of it, very close to it to me.
And this is what PBC wanted. Because I told you before, a source that I spoke to that used to work for works for Fox, and did the PBC thing for a little bit. He said that PBC always had Plant figured in in a big way. They always had big plans for him, and the Canelo fight wasn't it was just a happy accident. They were never planning for that to happen. It just kind of just happened that way. So it worked how they wanted.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll see. So Keith Soprano, do you see I'm saying this nigga both see niggas with these damn first and last rap names and shit, like speaking of Keith Murray, what the fuck do you even say to that? But Keith, how you see this fight going? Like, I know you probably picking Canelo like everybody else, which is cool, but
dude,
how you see it going though?
I think it stops in the 8th.
Damn.
Okay.
Dude. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just,
pause or
that's what
nothing.
I see. Yeah.
What punch then?
Oh, he went silent again.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Like what? Uppercut or what? Left hook?
Oh.
Like.
Oh, Keith is going in and out. Keith.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
We back?
Yeah,
what
we
punch
back.
do you see doing? You said in the 8th, but what punch do you see doing it? Is it an uppercut or hook or what? What you see?
Nah, I think he's gonna hook him right where he hit him last time in the whatchamacallit?
In the under the
where he scratched him. Yeah, where he scratched him. I think that's where he's gonna get him.
Hell yeah. You know.
I mean, I can see it playing out like that.
Yeah, because I mean, like the one thing about Caleb Plant, he has thin skin. Like, I mean, dude shows, he shows the effects of his fights for the most part.
He's got thin skin internally and out and externally.
And I like Plant. I like him a lot. It's just Canelo is different. He's like a machine.
For certain reasons.
For some reason, yeah. For some
I'm not gonna say that because you left yourself wide open for that one.
Oh man.
But I mean, here's my thing, because now, I mean, I would say the significance of the fight is, as mentioned before, yeah, whoever wins will be the first undisputed champion at 168. They've never had one. The closest being, was Joe Calzaghe. Was the closest.
Oh, there's that name again.
Yes, he was the closest to being that. But and obviously, and then if and obviously it would be a huge. It would probably be the biggest. No, it's not the biggest upset because it depends on. Because I don't think Plant is the biggest underdog. I mean, we've had some big upsets.
He's like a plus 600. Like that's underdog as fuck.
I mean, it won't surpass Mikey Garcia getting.
Oh, nice. I mean, because Martin is like literally like you got to be a hardcore boxing fucking.
Yeah.
Junkie that even knew who dude was like that. Plant is known. He has good boxing skills. He's physically bigger, like he's physically taller than Canelo. I think he's physically stronger. I know, we're gonna hear a lot of and you're gonna hear a lot of that shit, but I give my reason. Like I picked enough upsets this year where I gotta talk my shit.
I mean, in terms of
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I've been more right than wrong when calling fights this year. If I'm wrong on if a guy who's a plus 600 underdog loses to Canelo, like it ain't the worst thing in the world. Shit.
Facts.
Like ain't no one's gonna make me feel a type of way.
So Obi, are you picking Plant to win? I mean, to win the fight? I assume you are.
Hell yeah, I was picking him to win since he was
He's plus 600.
Yeah, he's like plus 600.
Wow, that's weird. I was gonna say that's weird that I find it weird that he's more of an underdog against Canelo than Jacobs was against both Canelo and Triple G.
But they had more competition. Like that is accurate.
Against Jacobs. Jacobs was a plus 500 for both of them. I thought he would have been a bigger underdog against those guys than Plant was against Canelo.
Nah, Jacobs got more arsenal. Like first of all, better competition. At that time, he's already beaten.
And I'm a Jacobs fan. So.
He's beaten Peter Quillen. He's beaten Mora. He's beaten way better competition than Caleb Plant has. He's physically strong. He's bigger, and he's known as being a puncher. He has solid boxing skills. Yeah, I wouldn't make him a bigger underdog than Caleb Plant.
I just feel Caleb Plant stylistically has a better style, against Canelo than Jacobs does.
See,
the problem is Jacobs has a style for Canelo and Golovkin, but he couldn't pick one to suit on. Like instead of bullying these guys and fighting for the whole fight, He tried to lay back with Canelo, couldn't really get nothing going. Tried to box with him in the first half and was getting tore up. Canelo dies down a little, the stamina kicks in, and Jacobs picks it up and looks good in the second half. With Golovkin, he doesn't try to enforce his size, even though he's looking like a damn light heavyweight in there with Golovkin.
Right, because the reason being because Triple G's power was hard, because he was scared of Triple G's power. That's pretty much the reason why he bulked up in that fight.
But then it's like he didn't use it like that. Why you gonna get bulked up like Juggernaut and fight like fucking Dazzler or some shit, nigga? Like, so I'm just saying, like,
yeah, but,
he got more in the two. Like he could like Jacobs could box those dudes and he could fight those dudes, but he couldn't pick one he wanted to stick with.
Right, and that's what basically led to his losses against both. Now, now with Caleb Plant has a lot of things that go against him. Number one, his stamina is just as bad as Canelo's was at 160. Like, he's a 6-round fighter, and
doesn't that help play if both of them are 6-round fighters?
Yeah, although, and on top of that too, while Plant's power is decent. But one thing with Canelo is Canelo has to, and I know we've had this discussion before, but honestly, he's going to have to get Canelo's respect with his punches. Like, he's not Laura. If he had Laura's type of footwork and stamina, then I can see that being...
He got better footwork than Laura. Laura just got a little more pop in his punches for his weight, but I don't think Caleb Plant is some Paulie Malignaggi guy. Like, Caleb Plant could hit.
Well, he has hand injuries. I mean, he's getting there. He's not someone. I mean, he hurt his hands against Truax. So it's. I mean,
I think his power is underrated. Like,
he's a sharp
harder than I think people give him credit for.
I mean, he's a sharp counterpuncher, but in terms of, Canelo, for all, has not been down yet as a pro, and he's been hit a lot harder. From real punchers. So it's one of those things that I always say, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, pretty much everything that for Caleb Plant, I always bring up as a negative. I just don't see it working against Canelo all that much, unless he can inflict a disgusting cut over Canelo's eye or something like that.
Well, let me ask you this: 1 through 10, what's the chance you would give Caleb Plant?
Caleb Plant probably has at least maybe I'll give him like a 5 somewhere, 5 or 6.
Well, I was gonna say 6.
So that's above average chance. Like,
I mean, he might left, but I think he's gonna get pummeled eventually. Like, Canelo's gonna pummel.
The way y'all niggas is talking, I'm expecting you to hear say like number 2, 3. This nigga bust out with 5, 6.
I give him a 4 or 5.
I'm one of the biggest Canelo fans in here, and I say 5 or 6. Wow.
I'll say 5.
But I mean,
then that's like an average shot. Then what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's not average, but I mean, a good chance.
Well, hold on. So right? what's in the middle of 1 through 10?
5.
Okay, but if
what the fuck, y'all niggas is moving average now?
School, if you get a 50%, that's
50 is failing in school.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, you're just because you're a Plant fan. Like, I mean,
no, but I'm
Plant
saying,
get pummeled, nigga. Like, he's gonna get pummeled.
Say the alphabet. If I was going to say a school ranking, I would say, okay, with, ABC, whatever. But I'm saying 1 through 10. Y'all niggas say 5 average. That's 50. That's 50%.
I say 4. I say 4, 5. 4.
Nigga, I can say any number, but I gotta think of that
5. Y'all can't say he has no hope, then y'all giving him a 50% chance to win. What the fuck?
I never said he didn't have a chance.
I think it's gonna get. I mean,
the way y'all niggas is talking, like.
I didn't say you're not hearing this from me.
Well, my bad.
Okay. I just said I thought Plant shouldn't be a bigger underdog than Jacobs. So obviously, I think
apologies. Yeah, that's my fault.
But I think Plant's gonna get pummeled. Like, I mean, either way.
Yeah, I think Plant's gonna. I think if Plant makes the decision, that's a win for him, because I feel
agreed.
I feel like, I mean, I'm gonna predict that. I feel
Damn, Troy, I ain't gonna call Jose Cotto a bum, but
I feel
he did have Canelo doing a stanky leg.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Cotto's not a bum. Cotto's, I mean, well,
That was a malnourished Canelo at 147.
Nah,
he still got hurt. I don't want that
he
shit.
did get hit the bamboo legs real quick, and I'm a Canelo fan. Speaking of, so I feel like Canelo, you know how Canelo had those stamina problems. I think Plant's gonna have those problems. So by 5 or 6, 7, I can't see us going past.
And I don't think either of them are going to have stamina issues in this fight. I don't think either of them are economical enough to make it a stamina thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. But again, like I say, if Caleb can get through 12 and make it a close fight decision wise, that's a win for him, even in the loss. But I think Canelo's gonna get him out of there by 10, or if I had to put a number on it, I'd say Canelo's gonna knock him out. It could be a body shot. It could be something Canelo's gonna hit him with. He's not seeing coming, and it's gonna be like somewhere 7 to 10.
A lower output fight actually favors Plant, if we're being honest.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
right now, because Canelo don't punch like he don't. He's become like kind of a pot shot counter puncher. He doesn't.
We saw against Billy Joe, he was just basically one shot at a time.
He was testing. Yeah, he was waiting again. Like he was waiting to find that shot.
And that shit ain't gonna work against Plant because Plant got a way better, more consistent jab than Saunders does.
You think Plant's better than Saunders?
Nope.
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. Hold on. You said is Plant better than Saunders?
I think Plant is more talented, more skilled than Saunders.
I agree. Saunders is more accomplished.
Well, is it because Plant's
I can't argue against
Plant's
that,
got
like-
advantage of like being taller and shit? Because I feel like as a pure boxer,
Yo, please speak up a little louder, please. I'm struggling to hear you.
I was gonna say, you think Plant's a better Plant's a better boxer overall than Sanders when you factor everything in, the size and everything, or you just think he's a better pure natural boxer than fucking
Then Saunders, yes, I agree.
Okay.
Saunders is just more accomplished. He's still good, but I think Plant is a better fighter. I think he's a tougher matchup. He's
Better jab, better footwork,
faster hand.
fights taller. Like Billy likes to crouch and he makes really stupid mistakes at times. I've never been a Saunders guy, so I'm taking Plant every time over Saunders.
And I don't think Saunders has like the best stamina either.
Well,
You
no,
remember, Eubank was pushing him to the brink in their fight.
it depends. Saunders, the only thing with Saunders I always thought was his biggest flaw is he's a head case. Like at some point, I mean, Saunders has had like one of the worst things when he was the mandatory for Andy Lee. So I already knew what time it was because like I seen Saunders fight before. I was like, Saunders is actually a slick fighter. So when that shit got announced, I was like, damn it, we're not gonna get a triple G.
Y'all throwing around, you throwing around the term slick too loosely. All I'm gonna say is I really wish we would have gotten. I wish he didn't fucking be a drug addict and pop dirty, and we didn't get the Andre fight because you would have seen the limitations of Saunders.
Yeah, but that's Andre. Andre's a guy even Canelo don't want to see the limitations of.
Right.
Fuck out of here! Like, I don't know what point you're making.
I think because you're calling Saunders slick. If he would have went up against Andre, you would have really seen what slick is. Saunders has many deficiencies, and Andre would have schooled.
You can still be slick and have flaws, nigga.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, Plant. I mean, people call him Plant slick, and that nigga has flaws for days.
I don't call him slick, but I just hate calling Billy Joe slick.
Regan is slick, but then he got flaws. He's slick to the point where he don't punch back. So fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, the thing is, Saunders makes bad ring IQ moves. Sometimes he falls in love with the herky-jerky maneuvers and he'll go right into punches. Or he'll find himself getting crowded and taken to a corner. So it's like Khan with the movement. He gets moving so much where and so offensive, he'll jump into fucking left hooks. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like having it's like a kid spamming button controls on a controller trying to input moves and shit, and he gets certain moves right, but then another move he's trying to do, he keeps fucking it up and he gets the wrong results. That's Saunders. Somebody who could be slick but make dumb mistakes sometimes.
You know, of course, now it'll be good to see if Canelo can actually get Plant the way he got Saunders eventually, and I think that's gonna be what everyone's gonna be want. Everyone's gonna
And
be.
the thing is, Plant doesn't make the mistakes Saunders make. Like he's not herky jerky for the sake of just being awkward. Saunders be awkward for the sake of being.
Well, no, Plant can't afford to do that because he'd gas out even quicker if he did all that.
Yeah.
Shit. He can't afford to do that. If he ever did that shit, then I'd be considered he's throwing the fucking fight.
Saunders does the same. Saunders does the same. A lot of the same fucking herky jerky shit that Fury does. That's why I hate watching Fury fight sometimes.
Well,
Fury makes it work for him a lot more better than Saunders does.
But then also those two trained. They got trained by the same people. Like they're cousins. Of course they fight exactly the same. So, except,
he makes it work. Fury makes it work for him, but sometimes he just looks so bulky and uncoordinated. Like,
I mean, you be 6'9" and you do all that bullshit, nigga.
Yeah, Fury does that against heavyweights. Saunders is doing it against middles and super middles, and they give and like it's a little different. Like I mean, it works. Heavyweight it makes them a little different because they'll think twice. You know, but middles and super middles not as much.
They're doing hands more. Like I'll be slicker against a guy who's bigger and taller because you looking up, you could see and you could ride the punches better. But somebody who's shorter than you and they letting off combos, you know, it's harder to be slicker than. Now I'm trying to time you that, you know, and overpower you with certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different approach. Like you're not gonna be slick with everybody, especially dudes your size.
So in terms of what we're thinking, like I mean, in terms of predictions, and you know, after all this, LB, I know you're sticking with Plant, but what are we thinking in terms of the result?
Plant, I feel like he's gonna win a decision. It's gonna be one of those fights where I think he's gonna get an early lead. Cause Canelo, I'll just be honest, man. I think Canelo's being a little too dismissive of Plant. He's fucking worrying about Ryan Garcia's career. Nigga, worried about Caleb Plant.
Well, it seems like the opposite to me. He does not like Plant. He really like taking this kind of personally. So I think it's the opposite.
But the way he speaks on him is dismissive. He people overblow. See, a lot of shit Canelo does, people overblow. People said that he was too small for Golovkin, but this motherfucker ended up fighting at light heavyweight. Niggas say he's fucking this the maddest. He's this the most angry he's ever been. Motherfucker hated Golovkin's guts. Like, I don't buy all this shit about him hating Plant like that.
Well,
It's forced.
I think the hate, but also too that and the whole motherfucker thing. Like he still thinks that motherfucker.
He's lying. That's cap. That nigga capping. He called Andre the motherfucker. Like, he's capping.
Yeah, he knows what time it is. So I mean,
this is the thing. Like Canelo, he's being dismissive. And I think he treats it like it's a foregone conclusion. He thinks he's gonna overpower Plant, but I think he's gonna be wrong. I think Plant, they're gonna put that fucking jab in his goddamn ginger fucking face. And he's gonna do that all fucking 12 rounds. And there's gonna be a moment where Plant is gonna have to rip some combinations in the mid-range and close when Canelo gets there, and I think Canelo's gonna be surprised with Caleb Plant's strength on the inside. I think he wins like a 115-113 fight. I think the boxing gods, everything that's been going on with boxing, I think everything just comes ahead at this moment. I think Canelo's finally gonna lose a decision when somebody beats him again. But it's gonna be officially,
Yes.
And it's gonna look worse on his career because he's gonna lose such an underdog, and everybody's like, oh my god, the first thing people are gonna say is like, oh man, like they should have gave Golovkin one of those wins. It would have looked better losing to another Hall of Famer, but you losing to a guy who is going to get into the Hall of Fame for being the first super middleweight champion, undisputed. But yeah, I think he's losing this shit.
Message to all the audience members: LB is still very much jaded about Golovkin getting robbed of the first weight.
Nah, he got robbed twice.
But I'm
I've said it enough, but I think he's gonna lose the Plant. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Because look, Canelo's a favorite for a reason. He's more powerful. He's skilled. He's economical with his punches. You know, he has the luxury of being super soldier sometimes and training with other super soldiers.
Yep. And of course, that's the whole reason why. Like, that's the real reason why Canelo.
That's the real reason why he's mad at Plant and why he was mad at Golovkin. Anybody who calls out his bullshit, he hates him. Like, yeah,
motherfuckers. It's just one thing, but calling out the PEDs where you have Reynoso to the point where he's saying Maricon this, and the translator is like, well, he's not saying very nice words right now, you know. So. Yeah, I mean, that's the real reason, because Canelo and his camp has all this attention for the PED stuff. So it's like, yeah, they, it might be messing with something internally.
And Plant knows he has to perform. You're not gonna do your own Road to Undisputed, documentary series on your YouTube channel and don't believe in yourself.
And on top of that, too, most people, myself included, think he sat on his belt, because, like I said, he last fought in January, and it's now going to November. So,
hey, that's more active than fucking Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, but at least Ryan Garcia doesn't have a belt to defend.
He never will if he don't fight these motherfuckers for it. Shit.
True.
Sorry, Keith. Like, I didn't have to be real. Like,
yo, this shit is crazy, man.
Yo, what you think about what Canelo said to Ryan Garcia about his whole, he's wasting his career and all this shit?
He's right. He's 100% right. What is he doing right now? Besides, I know he had the surgery and all that, but before that, what was he doing?
Well, battling mental health issues and oh my God, God, who should I fight next?
Well, I mean, Canelo exposed it, right? He was, he wasn't going to the gym. I mean, he kept, Canelo's trying to push him to go to the gym, and I guess Garcia's like, fuck, not every, wasn't putting in that work, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, because that was never mentioned. All it was mentioned, hey, I'm going through mental health issues, and yeah, I'm on this cruise with some chick or whatever, and I'm still taking selfies and posting it on my social media. Like, bro, like, he was wild.
Chasing that trim instead of chasing that title.
Yeah, exactly. And then doing the stupid shoe shine shit, which I'm getting sick of him doing. Like, everyone can do shoe shines. Like, if you box before, everyone can do a fast shoe shine. I don't care. You probably hurt your hands doing it. That bullshit. Like, just get in the ring and fucking fight.
So JoJo was right then.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit. Damn, so hold on. So what are y'all predictions? Keith said 8th round. Pilot said I think what 7?
Actually, full official decision. 7.
8-7.
For Canelo.
King P.
I think it goes the distance. I don't think it's going to be a knockout, but I do think that I'm predicting that Canelo will drop Plant twice. And so it'll be 116-110 Canelo.
Huh, I like that.
Oh wow, we getting creative now.
Right?
Yeah, I feel like Plant will have success at times with the jab and keeping it long range, but I just feel like in the inside, if Canelo gets inside, then he has the advantage with the counter punching, and I think we're going to see a lot of left hooks to the body, a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, a body shot isn't a Mexican fighter's repertoire. Like, I mean,
so I actually no, I think he's gonna like left hooks to the. I think it's gonna be left hook season this time, with to the body and the head.
Man, he ain't gonna be there waiting for them Duck Nello to fucking land those hooks.
Yo, Troy is going in. Like, no,
Troy going in.
No, Troy picked the wrong European this time.
See, yeah. He's American, but Canelo thinking, he think it's still UK career mode. That's what it is.
Well, I think both of these fighters are thinking, I'll never let a white boy beat me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I believe Plant more when he says that.
Well, what about
he didn't actually say that.
I know he didn't say it, but
it was a joke on Twitter.
What's your
I mean, you trying to lose to a ginger? Come on, man.
My prediction. I think is Canelo's gonna win by a 9th round knockout.
Okay, 7, 8, 9.
Damn, 7, 8, 9, and then this. Oh wow.
I kind of want to.
What if Plant knocks Canelo down? Would y'all niggas lose y'all mind?
I would be seriously surprised and impressed.
What if he stops Canelo?
I'd be super impressed.
It depends how now because if it's like a cut eye stoppage, then cool, he stopped him. Now if
he's talking like an actual stoppage. Come on, we know he's talking.
Nah, I mean, a stoppage is a stoppage. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, this is LB and Plant. Like I already know what time it is. This nigga, if he stops him, it's with a cut eye. You know, nigga, it's a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, Chris Berg got a stoppage over Vitaly Klitschko.
Oh Lord!
Regardless what y'all say,
but
stop that.
Yeah, but low-key, Berg with diarrhea was outboxing the shit out of Vitaly. Like, even like, I mean, he like, I don't know how or why that happened, but you know, he did.
On 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah, no, yeah. Berg. I mean, Vitaly was you know, if Vitaly never wanted to fight Berg again after that, you know, Vlad had to clean him up. You know, so it's like,
imagine your little brother cleaning up your mess.
Yeah.
Usually the big bro cleaning up the little bro's mess, but this time it was the opposite.
Exactly.
I mean,
how you feel about that?
I mean, truthfully, Vitaly. I mean, in fun things on the cards, Vitaly was winning that fight. You know, but for that fight, Vitaly was having a hard time hitting that dude clean.
And then
really hard time.
Hit him clean. It's like it didn't mean anything. It's like Bird would eat it and you know, and fire back.
And he threw so many punches that he threw out his shoulder. That's the reason why he got the fucking.
He missed so many punches.
Yeah.
I still remember the punch stats to this day. Bird dropped his punch connect percentage down from I think 40 something to like 22%. Like
yeah. It's interesting.
Shout outs to Henny God Slick.
Oh, tapped in real. Yeah, I say salute. Yeah, salute Henny God, man. Salute to you.
You got Canelo for the win. like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Troy. I already know who Troy got. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I hope you picking Plant, Troy. The way you going off like that.
Like swerve.
Any guy slick. I don't think you shout outs. He probably picking Canelo. You know. And Canelo's the favorite. You know, I'm not surprised. You know.
Yeah, but
if he wins, he still get credit. I don't think it'll be a better win than if Crawford beat Porter.
Right.
But it'll be a solid win. I'll respect it. You know, I'll give him his credit. But I'll still say unifying at 160. I still say Andre is a harder style opponent than Caleb Plant. And I still to this day feel like
agreed, of course.
Canelo ducked Andre viciously. Yeah,
Canelo does not. Canelo knows that motherfucker will make him look foolish. You know, like
you don't want to lose to another Mexican. You don't want to lose to a fucking American. You don't want to lose to a black guy. Okay, you pick the white guy and you pick the black guy in a white guy's body now. So you know. Let's see how that work out for you, Canelo.
But there's one thing. There's one thing I definitely want to bring up with this pay-per-view, and we've said this. I said this plenty of times. When you have a pay-per-view that has the eyes of the sporting world outside of boxing on it, you should try to build the fucking card.
Please, next time or sometime.
They got one decent fight.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
And this is where I alluded to earlier about why I was not really keen on paying $75. I can pay $75; it's not a problem. But I like to pay when I think a card is worth it. So these are the undercard fights for this. The first one, and is probably the best fight, is Elvis Rodriguez. You know, with his 11-1-1, and he'll be facing Juan Pablo Romero, who's 14-0 with 9 knockouts. I mean, that's actually it's a good slugfest. I mean, both of them are punches. Like, it will be something. You know, it will probably be as good as long as it lasts. And then after that, we're getting Ray Vargas, who hasn't fought in God knows how long, since 2019, actually. When he was
I forgot about Ray Vargas. I'm like, this motherfucker still boxes?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's actually coming back. I know because he suffered a broken leg. He was supposed to face Gary Russell, and he had the broken leg, and he'd been recovering. So he's been out for 2 years, and he's going to be facing, you know, a top-ranked bubble alumni in Leonardo Baez, whose most known fight was getting KO'd by Jason Maloney in the bubble, so to speak. So, yeah, and then probably then the co-main, which is something that I thought even like you couldn't even get a title fight on here. We got Anthony Durrell, who's coming off a draw and a loss, by the way, in the co-main event, facing Marcos Hernandez. No. No. Now, Marcos Hernandez is coming off an upset on one of the PBC on Fox cards, but it's just like that fight shouldn't be a co-main. Like, yeah, as you see, like they have all these people on here.
That sounds like a PBC Fox main event, though.
Right.
Which is still bad.
Yeah, it's still bad. So this is one thing. Like I know Canelo has a tag of 40 million that PBC's on the hook for, and he's pretty much he's driving Al Heyman and PBC crazy, but they want him because because they want the undisputed.
Because it's fucking Canelo, first off, and undisputed.
Yeah. And they can sell that, and and that's how it is.
The suits have just got their fingers crossed for that Caleb Plant decision win.
Right, but you can at least build something. Like, I mean, there was no thought in the undercard. Like, with the exception of maybe the Rodriguez fight. The Rodriguez fight is cool. I have no problem with that fight. But the other two fights and then the co-main event, like, that's not it. Like, when you have this is why boxing has issues growing at times, because the right cards aren't built the way they need to be.
Does Jake Paul and Golden Boy gotta do every undercard?
I'm saying, like, it's just like
nobody else cares about fucking undercards for some reason.
Right. Like, I know people's like, well, Canelo and Plant.
Well, I think because most of those audiences only show up for the fucking main event, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the people who buy this shit, they want good undercards.
Right. Yeah.
People, you can't even have a fight party no more because no one wants to sit down and watch the fucking undercard. Niggas just smoking outside, talking to females, doing other shit, and playing dominoes. What the fuck?
Not everybody's like this. Just wants to watch the whole fucking watch the card. When you think about it like that, not a lot of people really care about the undercard. I mean, for the most part, fortunate, but it's true.
Yeah, but you still have to build something because even with the Floyd and the Manny pay-per-views, like there was always at least some undercard fights, on there that were just like, God damn, like this shit is crazy. Like, I mean, I've been to enough Floyd fights when Michael Casitas used to be on them shits, and niggas be like, oh shit, like this white boy is bleeding and shit. Like that's how niggas.
Shout out to Michael Casitas because he used to give us some damn good fights.
Yeah, he also gave us some damn good ass whoopings too. Motherfucker got his ass beat too many times for me. I feel bad for him.
I'd rather see somebody give it they all and get their ass whooped than somebody give it their minimum and sweet science us to death. You could win fights without being super reckless, and it's like people here let your hands go. They think you're just gonna drop your hands and turn into Toro Gotti, R.I.P. Like, that's not the case, man.
Right, like, so
and I don't remember Trinidad clowning niggas and dropping his hands doing stupid shit, and he still showed high quality, high level skills and was knocking dudes out, giving us great fights.
Word.
Even if he didn't knock someone out, he still gave you a good fight for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, Trinidad's one favorite fighters. He fought disciplined all the time, but until Bernard Hopkins, even though he got dropped every so often, I mean, Trinidad definitely fought,
The worst Trinidad fight was that Winky fight. My goodness.
That's the worst fight. I mean, that fight. Niggas had jokes for that fight.
that should never. I mean, he should have stayed after Bernard, but that's another point.
That was an awful fight. That's why when I saw both of them in the Busta Rhymes video for the Touch It remix, and they're like rematch, I'm like, no fucking thank you, no thank you, I will pass.
Like, whose idea was that? Like, I know Busta Rhymes be randomly in people's studio sessions and just popping up on albums, but was Trinidad and Winky just randomly in a video studio, like a set? Like,
that was crazy, yeah. But that video went hard though. Such a remix.
Yeah,
They
you know,
don't
I
make
mean,
posse cuts no more. Like that was
No,
dope.
that's a lost fucking art. Posse cuts. That's so trash, man. There's no posse cuts.
yeah, and I'm just reading Troy's, latest comment. I want my dude Boogeyman Champ Andre to beat No Cojones Duck Nello's ass, but he's never gonna find him. Yeah, that's true. So I got my dude Sweet Ants giving him that work and being victorious.
Yes, sir. And Troy, when Plan is victorious, and when we do the podcast the following Sunday, you gotta show up and talk your shit.
I'm sure.
But if he lose, you gotta show up too, though. Like you gotta own up to it. Cause I'm gonna be here. I gotta hear these motherfuckers. But
Yep, you're gonna be here just like you were after the Billy Joe fight and the Callum Smith fight. And I remember
after the Golovkin fight, every fight really, Jacobs fight, all these motherfuckers.
Now I wonder what happens if it's a draw. Now, if it's a draw, then I'll be like, yeah. Now,
they're running it back.
I'm still talking shit.
Then I'll probably be like, yeah, I guess that puts the whole year of undisputed to rest. Where in the case we've only crowned one undisputed champion.
Nah, but I don't think we're gonna get a draw. Like I think if it's real close, I think the boxing game will get shaken up. I think it'll be shaken. I think they'll give it the plan on this one.
I don't know.
It's a PBC. It's a PBC card. Like, I think Canelo kind of low-key knows this. He got to get the knockout. Like, I think he's going to get frustrated toward the end if he hasn't really put hands on Plant like he wants to. And he's going to just be winging shit.
I do think the card's going to be close scoring. Even if I do feel like the scoring is going to be close no matter how the fight goes. So, yeah, I mean, given, Plant's the hometown, I guess you could say, PBC side of things, I definitely could see the card being in his favor as opposed to usual, since Canelo's not a free agent, so he doesn't get that benefit of that.
Because he got the production side on his, like he got the promo team on his side. He got the production. He has the event, even though he's the underdog. Like the powers that be still backing him. Mm-hmm. So if it's close, I don't think it's gonna be one of those like, we have to give it to Canelo, No, y'all gonna take away, y'all gonna steal a victory from a white American man? Y'all sure about that? Like, y'all really gonna do that? Nah. Honestly, boxing lesson on.
Honestly, I think Al's probably been waiting because, like I said before, like golden boxing is the white American heavyweight, and then the white American whatever underneath there. And right now, there's only two of them. There's only two champions.
Yeah, and that's why we had that motherfucker fucking Messi pushed down our throat.
Hey, when Plant win, we'll see. We'll revisit this.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least Plant is way better than Messi. So, if they want to push him, that's fine.
Messi was just a good, local attraction.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
he did shine the brightest on that night of the heavyweights card. I know everybody wants to say Dominic Guinn, but I always pick the guy who got the early knockout.
No, we won't mention that fight. We don't mention that fight. No, it's too late now. I don't need to be agitated by just thinking about that fight because that fight made me salty as fuck. That happened.
God damn.
Yeah,
you had trouble sleeping.
Not trouble sleeping. I was just irritated. I was just like, because I've been talking up, that his opponent, and I still, I thought a lot about him, and that shit happened. I'm just like, man.
Yeah, imagine Messi handled touch of sleep better than Klitschko did. Wow.
Hey, the heavyweight boxing, bro, it's always unpredictable.
Yeah, so yeah.
Now,
I'm hyped for this fight. Definitely, like I can't wait for it. Then we're gonna see something great, and I'm there for it, man. Hopefully it's no fuckery, no bullshit. But
I'm just praying that if I have to, I'm just praying for this thing to be in the theaters, and so I don't have to pay $75, or if I pay $75, then I gotta have some wars pop off. Like, I mean, I want an unexpected war to pop off. Like someone I gotta have.
That'll be in the Ray Vargas fight.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I think that might be the biggest chance of an upset because Ray Vargas is still undefeated, after all this time, like that would be a huge. That'd
It's
be
crazy because the fight with him and I was kind of looking forward with the fight with him and Turbo Fist.
But apparently, hey, Vargas wants to mess around with a bubble alumni. So be it. Either way, either way, if for the undercard, like some, I better get some at least 2 quality fades on this shit, and then
it wouldn't be the first time a Vargas stole the shine from Canelo on the undercard.
Oh shit!
It was facts though.
Oh man.
But
he's struggling because I remember an Estrada stole the shine from the undercard from him.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, because like I said, because now Canelo just doesn't seem to get good undercards. Like a Canelo fight, like honestly, I can't even tell you probably the last time he had a good undercard was probably Canelo versus Cotto. That's probably the last time. Anything.
We want to keep it real. The best Canelo undercards was when he was on Floyd's undercards.
Facts.
Shit, yeah. You giving me damn forgotten phase like Morales and Cano, shit. I'd take that any day over these motherfuckers. I'd take damn Morales, Spore, and Munguia right now over these fucking undercards, my nigga. So
yeah. Canelo's undercards, like in terms of what I remember, Cotto, obviously had the fight of the year on it that stole the show. The Chavez Jr. one had some ass whoopings, some really brutal ass whoopings, but not really fight of the year caliber, and then I think that's pretty much about it. And then, like I said, then he just had the one-offs that outshined his fights, but yeah, and I guess this was continue the streak. The PBC is like, you know what? I only have about maybe $10 million to spend on the undercard. I can't get a big wig. I can't get any of my champions to fight. So be it. So you gotta hope that they actually give a champion effort, even if they're not champions.
Yeah. Or they're gonna be dictating like a motherfucker when Plant win.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, oh, you want a rematch? Well, we're gonna have to do that in the middle of Kentucky, in front of a KFC. No, we're gonna do this in front of a Wingstop in Nashville. In the field where Saget and Ryu fought in the Street Fighter movie. A thunderstorm, nigga.
Oh shit.
And we gonna check you for testing 7 months out.
Yeah, I already know they're gonna act the fool if Plant pulled it off.
That's why I'm here for the fuckery. Like, please, like, yeah. Me and Troy gotta talk some shit. So yeah, definitely.
Word.
We got. I want to be able to tweet and say, see, I told you he ain't. That's why he ain't want to fight Andre. Drops mic.
Oh man, so I think that'll probably be a good place to stop for them. I know we talked about a lot of this shit, thing. So so it's good, good to get our final thoughts. I know Keith probably hopefully he'll pop up and give his final thoughts. But Pilot, your final thoughts?
Oh man, glad I could make the podcast, and it was a regular time for us West Coasters. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just playing. I'm mad I missed some of the good ones. But anyways, I'm glad I'm here. Glad we had a good cast. Shout out to Keith Soprano. Shout out to everybody that listens, our commenters and the observers. We do appreciate it. Follow us on ringgangradio.com. Every platform imaginable, Ring Gang Radio. Check us out because we do bring that real. I'm here. I'm a newer member because these guys are real, and that's what it is. Ring Gang Radio, baby.
Yeah, and real recognize real. So that's why Pilot is here. Just remember that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, LB, man, your final thoughts?
Oh man, looking forward to boxing this weekend. The triple header from Showtime and the fight with Vargas and Zapata this weekend. Boxing is going to be pretty good this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Hope no one's get seriously hurt. Hope we just get some good fades. I'm looking forward to Plant upset win over Canelo next week.
This nigga.
Yeah. You gotta speak it into the air, But I believe he could do it though. Shit.
Right.
So and one more thing I know we didn't touch on. I'm gonna just say real quick. they had one of the better all access for that show. Like that's the first all access with Canelo that was like actually good.
Right.
And he didn't even do nothing special. Maybe because the plant parts were just so much better, but I don't know. It was good.
I mean, he spoke more English. That's pretty much
unpopular opinion alert. These past all accesses have been top level 24/7 quality.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I agree with you. The Charlos one was good. The Tank one was good.
Tank one was good. I mean, you know, they showed the A side. Did the plant one already? Did the Canelo plant one come out already? I didn't check. I didn't see if it came out. I don't think so.
Episode 1 came out.
Oh, it did? Alright, I gotta check that shit.
I understand because a lot of people, hold those 24/7s in like super high regards, but these have been like literally just as good as the top ones.
Well, the 24/7
better. Like the 24/7 shit got kind of played out though toward the end. Like there's only so much ways you can show that Floyd is fucking rich.
Either that or they have shit like fucking Chris Algieri, who's like, oh yeah, I live in my parents' basement, I eat avocado toast. Well, yeah, I want to be, medical school.
No. I'm talking prime peak 24/7 Mexican drinking his own piss 24/7.
Or Miguel Cotto pretty much letting everyone know that he kind of swings in certain ways, you know.
Yeah. I did enjoy the Floyd Mosley one.
Yeah.
Like, what he do? He woke up from the hot tub time machine. That shit was classic Floyd.
Yeah, the 24/7s, they were classic though, but of course.
But I think they do get overrated some.
To a degree, because like I said, I mean, they did get kind of played out.
People try to make like all of them was like 10 for 10 out of the park when that's not the case. Like,
right.
You know, but they did have a lot of good ones. But anyways, but if y'all didn't see that, y'all check that out. But I'm just hyped for boxing. Shout out to my man's Keith Soprano. I know he gonna want Canelo to win on his birthday, but I'm sorry, it's planned tonight. Still Scorpio season.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, obviously, we'll see if we can try to get him back. You know, for when we actually recap the shit, or whenever we'll see if we can.
He gonna hear this and be like, "Fuck, nigga." Like what? But yeah, shout outs, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all follow Keith Soprano, Instagram, Twitter. One of the dopest artists out. Real solid MC, real solid ass nigga. Just straight all the way. Great music, got bars. New Jersey repping. You know, Tunnel Gang. Shout out to the rest of the crew. You know, Tech Beats, Trife Been Dope, and Silence. Man, Clanarchy. You know, we'll do another Tunnel Gang project later on, maybe next year or something. When, you know, get more time. But until then, we just keep making moves. Shout out to the rest of the Ring Gang squad. You know who they are by now. I pass this off to King P.
Yes, sir. Hey, yo, King P, man, your final thoughts?
I mean, shout out to the whole crew. You know what it is. Shout out, you know, Ring Gang has got the best crew. We got the best content. We got the best everything. You know, it is what it is. Deal with it.
Y'all stop blackmailing, blacklisting the Ring Gang. Like I'm tired of y'all. We about to start talking about golf, man. Shit, y'all chase us out of boxing.
Exactly. Yeah,
we gonna be talking about golf on y'all niggas. Watch. You can't humble us.
Facts.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's all I got to say about that. We're still, you know, rolling the bases around, you know, getting to peak boxing season these next 4 weeks, you know, 5-6 weeks. So we ain't even reached second base yet. I mean that in the baseball term, not the other term.
Yeah, because we smashing already. Like, fuck that.
Oh shit. So I mean, my only final thought is, you know, like I said, you know, just, you know, for all our supporters that fuck with us, man. Thank you for everything, man. Just keep keep fucking us, keep listening to what we do. You know, keep watching out for our projects, man, because Ring Gang Radio is like, you know, the future, man. We do this shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, definitely subscribe to everything, but particularly, obviously, our website and our YouTube. You know, sub to our channel and then tell your friends about it so they can sub, you know, listen, like, and comment, and then we can all be friends. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, we got that shit that you want and need. We fill that void. So yeah, for myself, past Scorpion and representative, for LB, so with the God, the Go artist, for King P, Bodega P, for On Time Conscious Pilot, and then shout out to my boy Keith Soprano for joining. I think he couldn't get back in though, but that's all right. He'll be back in the very near future for sure. But yeah, this has been a wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.